Hello and welcome back to Brand New Wine Stitches. Today is September 17th, 2024. This is Flosstube number 11 and we're on a theme of not making a lot of progress. So to be fair, the last couple weeks was definitely getting prepped for a craft show that was just this past Saturday. So I didn't spend a lot of time doing a lot of my cross stitching or my crocheting. However, I was trying to make a lot of candles and we were busy. The same old story. Busy at work, kids starting school, getting all of that, trying to get my life back on track. So it's probably going to be a short and sweet video, and then I got to figure out how I'm going to get more progress done because there's a little bit of haul. I felt it was warranted. So we'll get to haul when we get there. So first, what progress have I made? So I still have not completed the August Storybook Sal section. So the Storybook Sal, don't know what it is, library secret. So last time I had it out, this is where we had gotten to. This was our May, June, and July sections. So how much did I get done? Oh, let's see. We have it right here. So we were back down on the staircase, so I was trying to do it a slightly different way so that way I wasn't losing my mind or losing my place. So previously I was doing it like line by line or like color block by color block. Because we were doing, I think it's supposed to be like another 1,200 stitches of the brown for more of the staircase, I started doing my 10 by 10 blocks in the diagonal again, and it did help me keep track better, which is good. So here's where we got to. So I think, wrong side, right about here is where the staircase was last time. So all of this down here is new. That's why there's hanging threads here, because I was doing the parking 10 by 10 method to get this done. I probably would have had this finished, but I ran out of this color and I didn't get more until yesterday. So she's back on the list, but I want to get WIPGO done first. So this is where we're at. She's looking real pretty. Lots of colors. The staircase is getting longer, and again, ran out of my color. So we'll get back to that. So that's where I got. So far I have 867 of the 1,200 stitches done. So now that puts it at 77.4% completion for the August section. Gonna get August done and then move on to September, and hopefully 2 weeks left. I can get it all done before the end of September, but we'll see. We're planning. We're getting our life back on track now that school started. So I also managed to get a measly 26 stitches in on one of my WIPGO calls, which was the songs under the cherry tree. If you remember from last video, my WIPGO calls for September are Songs Under the Cherry Tree and Envy, and I think they both have to have 400 stitches each. This is the first one I'm actually starting to work at my WIPGO goals for this month. So I was able to put in 26 stitches today while my son was taking his nap. He's 3, so it's quiet time. We'll nap if we're lucky. So he was down for quiet time / nap time, and I managed to get 26 stitches in because I was also trying to clean up after my craft show from Saturday, and I was also a little bit tired. So I don't know if that's just because it's hot. I'm maybe still a little dehydrated because Saturday was really hot, or I don't know. I was tired, so I took a small nap. Not as bad as my naps used to be. So I'm not going to bother showing you the picture of where we were previously with Storybook or with Cherry Tree because it's a measly 26 stitches. So you can probably figure out where we were last time. So I'll take that away. And this is where we got. This is what we have so far. So you can see this was all that what I had previously done. And then these are the 26 stitches I managed to get done. I probably would have had more done before my son got up from his nap, but I needed a new color. So most of this is a color that was not already parked here. And I didn't have my box of threads right next to me. Because like I said before, I don't do the single, I don't prep floss for every project. I have like 30 projects. It's way too much floss. Way too much. So I know the dye lots, blah, blah, blah. I'll kick my own butt when I get there. If it happens. If I notice it, I'll kick my butt. But, so they all have, they're all in one box, and I didn't have that box right by me. So I was just doing what was already parked there, and I didn't feel like going down to the next section. So I only got 26 stitches done. My hope is that I can finish that square. That I can finish this little square right here before the end of today. And then do this, next 100 stitches every day is what my goal. I'm trying to get back on that and do 100 stitches every day, make progress, get stuff done, and then that way I will be able to finish things and maybe get more than the projects I'm telling myself I shouldn't get, but still getting anyways. So 26 stitches on Cherry Tree. Goal is we're going to get 100 to 100 done today, not an additional 100. We're going to get to 100. So, the only other bit of yay that I had was while I was at the craft show, it wasn't as busy for me as it usually is. So, usually, the show I did is a small town festival up in northern Oakland County, Ortonville, or Septemberfest, if anyone's in the area and they're familiar. And typically, I do really, really well. Like $5 to $6 or more $100 worth of sales. And I don't know if it's, it was just too hot. It was an election year. It's just, inflation's messed everything up. I don't know. But I didn't do as well as I typically do. So I only made $100, which it was cover my table. That's all I really care about. Everything else is just extra. So because there wasn't a lot of sales, I had a lot of downtime. And when it wasn't sweltering hot and I was sweating, I was crocheting. So my goal was to get done with that bottom section of the Storybook sale. Why do I keep saying Storybook sale? I apparently want to get that finished. My goal was to get the Life Finds a Way section done on my baby blanket that I'm making for my boss. And I was like, I'm going to get this done on Saturday, no exceptions, done. Well, it took like 20 minutes to weave in the ends because it was too hot to actually have the blanket like sprawled on my lap and like crocheting and like having the yarn through my fingers. It was too hot for that. So I wove in some tails, and then I managed to get all the way up to the L. So if you can see the L way over here, the base of the L is 4 stitches wide. And I think I started on the second, because I hadn't done up the back of the L yet. So I had done the leg of the L, but I hadn't gone up the back. And that's where I ended on Saturday. Sunday I spent all day rearranging, cleaning my house, catching up on things I haven't been keeping up with, and getting all of my candles and stuff put back from my craft show. When I finally did sit down at the end of the night, I was like, blanket, we're going to get the blanket done. Because unlike these cross-stitch projects, blanket is officially on a timeline. Okay, it has to be done before February. She's due in February. It has to be done by then. The cross-stitch, while I would love to get my goals done every month, I've already missed my deadline. So I don't want to fall off the bandwagon, but I've already missed my deadline. But I need to get the blanket done. Blanket has to be done. So I sat down Sunday when I got home, and I crocheted when I got done cleaning, and I crocheted more. And then my daughter had gymnastics yesterday, and I worked all day. So on my lunch I was crocheting some more, and while I was waiting for my daughter in gymnastics, I ended up getting more crocheting done. So I have that bottom section completed. Now, I remember last time I tried to show you guys, it did not go so well. So I'm going to stand up. Hope I don't knock over my dog. If you You can't see them. Hope I don't knock over my dog, so let's make sure we have this orientated the right way. If you can hear, that's my buddy, my boy. It says life finds a way. It's pardon the interruption. 3-year-old wanted his mom, but he's not allowed to be on the videos just yet. So I managed to get all of the bottom section done for my Jurassic Park blanket that says life finds a way. This blanket right now is 5 feet across. I couldn't even show you the thing in full because it is so big. So I'll try to take a picture of it and insert it because it's so big. So now that section's done. There's a little bit of ends. I can show you close up. There's some more tails here that need woven in. So I'll get these done at some point. And then the pattern just says do a border around it and probably just makes it smoother so that way when you seam the sections together it's more uniform, which with C2C crochet corner to corner that 100% makes sense. So that's all I gotta do on this is just the border, and then this one's done, and then we're moving on to the next section, which I'm gonna pull that picture back up. I pop quizzed my boss because she's like, I don't want to know, I don't want to have any say in it, and I was like, well, too bad. You're getting a say even though you don't know what you're agreeing to. So I told her, pick a letter, A, B, C, D, or E. And she went B. So next, we're working on... I can't do it. There. We're going to work on the car. The Jeep next. That's section B. So we're going to get that one done next. That will be... It's not as big, so hopefully it won't take as long. We'll get that done, and then I'll pop quiz her again and see what section we're doing next, unless I decide. I was afraid I was going to just automatically be like, hey, let's go for the symbol in the middle and work with more black, and lose my mind. So I kind of needed a break from the black, so I was like, pick a section A, B, C, D, or E, and she chose B. So we're going to work on the card next. So got to figure out all of the colors that I need for that one. That will just take to work and work on it for a little bit so I can try and get my cross stitch goals done for the month. We're still going to try and shoot for 100 stitches every single day if we can. And obviously there's days that I can get more done. So that's that. The only other thing I've got for you is I have 2 things for you guys. Brain's not here. So you remember last time when I said I found Furls came up with a really pretty crochet hook, and my husband's like, well, I want this really cool cup it's a shaker cup, and he was telling me, oh, well, Christmas idea, and I was like, okay, well, hey, I was like, well, if you're gonna get that, I want a crochet hook. And I was like, we can do them Christmas gifts, I don't care, but I want this crochet hook. So he's like, all right, let's not, since we both want something, we're both gonna spend money, let's just get what we want now. And then we don't have to wait till Christmas. I was like, deal. You get your cup, I'll get my crochet hook. Finally came in. So, this is Fjord. She's so pretty. I don't know if you guys can see the glitter. She's so shimmery. I wish you guys could see the shimmer here. Let me see if I can get it to focus. No, it doesn't want to focus, but every single color in this resin is shimmery. It's blues and greens and whites, and I just love it. So this has been the hook that I've been crocheting my blanket with. 1, because it's pretty. 2, because I broke my Polaris. My pink one, I went to go crochet one night, and it rolled off the couch as I sat my yarn down, and it shattered. Thankfully, Furls has a replacement program, so I emailed them and went, hey, this broke, is there anything we can do? So they had a couple different options for me. They said you can do our Aries, which is one of their zodiac lines, which is like a red, it's like 2 tones red and I think a little bit of orange in there. because Aries is a fire sign, so it's a little bit like fiery. And I was like, it's not a limited edition. They said we can do the Polaris, but we don't have the size H, or is it 5? I go by the letters, 5. So they just said we can do the Polaris, but we don't have the 5mm H anymore. We can do it in a different size. I said, okay. They said, or we can give you a credit towards like one of the, they also have these in metal. And so I thought about it, and I was like, I really like the Polaris. The Polaris is limited edition. I can use the J, which is the size 6mm, for making my scrubbies. So I was like, send me the 6. I can't use it for my blanket, but I can use it for other things. So they sent me the 6. That came just a couple days after Fjord. I'm not going to show you guys because it's basically the same. It's a little bit more of a darker pink, less glittery, but it's still Polaris and it's still pretty. So praying that I don't break Fjord because I might cry. But that is that. The only other thing I had is I ended back down the rabbit hole of Heaven and Earth Designs, and I was just scrolling through their page one day, just trying to see what they had, or what they had that was new, checking their free charts, because I was like, I do check that every now and then, because I actually had a couple of really nice free charts that I got a while ago. I just haven't worked on them. So if you remember, if I showed you my projects to be done folder, there's the Signing of the Constitution artwork and one called Sea Turtle Mama. And those are both free charts from Heaven and Earth Designs. So I was just checking back there, and I ended up double checking to see what, other different sections, and I found their limited edition Artist of the Month. And I found it 4 days before the limited edition was done. So if you watch Heaven and Earth Designs, or you're scrolling through their page and you're familiar, then you know. I got At the Waterhole by Dragon Muse. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I need to be better. My ADHD needs to stop. My friend does not help me because she is an enabler. She's sending me all these really cool pictures that would make really beautiful cross stitches, and she goes, you should get it. So I need to just not. I think the only reason I really wanted to get it because it was a case of FOMO, because it was a limited edition. It was really pretty. Because everything else, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I'll save that. So your girl's got some FOMO apparently, which is also why I need to do at least 100 stitches on a cross stitch project every day, because I have too many and I need to get things done. I still haven't caught up on my WIPGO goals to finish Labyrinth that I said I was going to have done back in July. It's a problem. So, not a lot today. Bare minimum abysmal stitching, but some progress, and that is better than nothing. So, I am going to go feed my kids their dinner, and then once they're down for bed, I'm going to continue cross-stitching and hopefully make my goal of 100 stitches on Songs Under the Cherry Tree. Maybe we'll get a little further, who knows, and then hopefully in 2 weeks I'll have not only Songs Under the Cherry Tree done, but the August section of the Storybook Sal done, and we'll have a start on our next section of the Jurassic Park blanket. I still haven't done anything with my Regal girl back there, or the Supernatural car. Baby and Titanic had just been set off to the side. So I should do something with Supernatural baby car Thursday when we do our next podcast. And then Friday we have D&D. I should at least get something done on Titanic. So I should have, hopefully, more to show you in 2 weeks. So that's my goal. We're going to do it. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We're going to have a lot of progress. We're going to get this stuff done. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, especially if you have any suggestions for staying on track and not being enabled. So, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and this has been Brandy Wine Stitches.